Hi everyone. Good afternoon, and thanks a lot for joining us today. I'm Swadha, and I head the customer success function globally at BIK and Manifest. Today, I'd like to start with a simple thought. Every customer conversation is actually feedback. The brands that grow are the ones who know how to truly listen. Over the past few months, our team actually analyzed conversations from over 1 million shoppers across various brands and industries. And what stood out to us wasn't just the volume of the conversations, but how the shoppers are willing to tell us everything about themselves. And they want us to identify their intent, they want us to identify what they want, and then help us. We've realized that today's customers actually don't just ask questions, they share a lot of context. They talk about their goals, their preferences, budget, any upcoming events, concerns, and even perhaps the occasions that they're shopping for. Now, instead of saying, "Show me a moisturizer," they say, "I have oily skin, I'm getting married in a month, and I'm looking for something under 1,000 rupees." Instead of asking, "Do you have a black dress?" or "Can you recommend a dress?" They'd say, "I'm attending a cocktail party next week, and I want something elegant that goes with it, but it has to be comfortable." So, what we realized was that shoppers are not searching anymore. They are having conversations with the brands. And with every conversation, they are telling brands exactly who they are and what they need. The opportunity for brands today isn't just to respond to the customer, but listen and understand these conversations, uncover patterns, identify intent, and use those insights and data to create experiences that feel very personal and relevant to each of the customers that come on their website. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. A quick context on who we are. Manifest AI actually is a storefront AI assistant. It lives on your website, on the product page. It facilitates a lot of conversations and it drives checkout. BIK is a retention and engagement layer. It has multi channels like WhatsApp, Instagram, email, and a lot of AI agents to manage your campaigns, your journeys, and even your support. Together, they cover the complete customer journey. The data we are sharing today comes entirely from Manifest side of the customers, from multiple storefronts, the conversations that the consumers are having with so many brands today, the kind of intent the consumers show today. We are also backed by the likes of Y Combinator, Sequoia, Mantis Ventures, Chain Smokers, if you all know, and we are Shopify partners and Meta Business partners as well. Now, this is what the two products look like in practice. On the left, that's BIK. It is actually a post-purchase engagement, which is essentially your campaigns, your journeys, your multi-channel outreaches to your customers, to the brands. And this is essentially for your retention play. It has a lot of AI agents that ensures that the conversations can be automated, WhatsApp conversations can be automated, Instagram comments can be automated, etc. Manifest is on the right. That is essentially the AI your shoppers talk to and have conversations with. Today is entirely about what we learned from those Manifest conversations across multiple industries and brands. Now, we analyzed over 1 million of shopper conversations across 500 plus brands, 12 categories, and a year to understand what shoppers actually said when they opened a chat on the storefront. That's the data set everything you're about to see sort of comes from. Some very interesting insights also came out from this, where we realized that the shoppers also want to help the brands, and the brands need to help the shoppers to be able to come to a middle ground and then finally recommend a product that suits the best to the shoppers. Now, if you see the difference here, what stands out on the left hand side, you see a best omega-3 supplement. Earlier, this was the searching pattern, but with AI. So this is the traditional search of best omega-3 supplement. But today, the shoppers have changed, the conversations have evolved. And what we see, the difference is, now the conversations are more enriched with information, intent, and why people are purchasing a certain product or looking for a certain product. So the traditional search actually takes a very long time to serve, find the right product, and get the right answer. And often you miss out on the context of why the customer is actually looking for it. But imagine somebody saying that, I'm 34, I just had a baby, exclusively best breastfeeding. Is DHA safe for me? That's a person, that's a consumer that you're talking to. And this is the intent and the data insights that you can draw from a simple question, conversational question that the customer had. Now, that's a lot of context, right? That's someone actually trying to tell you exactly who they are, what they want, and at what life cycle stage they are in their current journey. That shift from keyword to conversation is actually what changes everything downstream. Now, if you see, this wasn't actually always the case. In about 2024, I think this behavior was quite rare. People relied on keyword searches. And from what I remember, even if you do a simple Google search earlier, there were courses on doing keyword search on Google. The better keywords you put in, the better search results you got. And it was rare to have conversations on any AI bot around 2024. So it's very recent. By 2025, actually, it had become a pattern, and about 4x customer growth through AI was seen in a single year. And interestingly, 1 in 4 shoppers who see the AI widget actually use it. And 2026 is tracking to grow another 40% on top of that. That shift is real, and that's interesting, is what we're still very in the very, very early stages. So most of the storefronts haven't actually fully deployed this yet. Now, here's the finding that has actually surprised us the most. Everyone assumed initially that chatbots are support tools. The conversations would be about returns, about shipping, where is my order. But when we actually analyzed the data of the shoppers and saw what they're actually trying to have a conversation about or what they are looking at, we saw that 45% of all discovery questions were actually about 45% of all conversations were about product discovery. 1 in 2 conversations is somebody is just trying to find out what is the right thing to buy. Support essentially is about 10%. And you see, actually, the AI chatbots have moved beyond the classic support chatbots. They are actually a revenue channel. And the AI chatbots now own revenue outcomes as well. Now, look at what those conversations actually sound like. This isn't, do you have this in blue? Or, I have a certain condition and it has reacted with niacinamide before. And, this is essentially like, my daughter has a nut allergy. Is your chocolate safe for her? Does it contain nuts? What is the percentage of nuts? And all of those details, right? These are personal, specific details that the consumers are sharing today with the brands with high stake questions and questions that nobody actually types into Google, right? But they'll tell an AI on a storefront. That trust, that intimacy is completely new surface for the brands to win or lose at scale. That also differentiates the brand at scale. So what does all this talking actually do commercially? So across our install base, we see consistent patterns. AI assisted shoppers show 30 to 50% higher average order value. They add 1.5 to 2x more items to their cart, and they are 2x more likely to complete their purchase. These are some directional benchmarks and not a controlled study, but the direction is consistent. As I mentioned, we've analyzed over the past year about 1 million shoppers' data, and this is what we've arrived at. And the conversation is actually the conversion. People who tend to talk to AI buy with more confidence. So here's what all of this actually adds up to. The brands are winning right now aren't necessarily the ones with the best advertisements or the best email sequences or the best push notification copy. They are actually the ones that have the best conversations with their shoppers, their consumers, their customers, And that's what we are enabling brands to have at scale with Manifest AI. And then the question becomes, how do you have better conversations at scale? Now, when we looked at this data, we realized something, that every brand running Manifest was actually generating this intelligence specifically every single day. The questions shoppers were asking, the hesitations, the things they said at 11 p.m. that they'd never put in a review, the concern that kept blocking the scale. Now, all of it was there in the conversations. The only difference was that nobody was trying to listen, nobody was trying to understand the intents, analyze the data, find the patterns, etc. But the consumers were talking to the AI bots. So we actually asked ourselves, what is the fastest way to make sense of all of this and turn it into something that brands can actually act on? How do we make this actionable data with some actionable insights? And that's why we built the voice of shoppers directly into Manifest. This is not a feature, but just an answer to the question that the data kept asking us. What do we do with this data? When the shoppers talk, when the shoppers share the intimate details with us, what do we do with it? So we analyze it, we understand, we listen to them, and then we give them a personalized experience. Voice of shoppers essentially organizes all of those conversations automatically. The trending topics, the shopping interests, what kind of conversations the shoppers have today, what are they browsing, what are they buying, where are they getting stuck, how do they feel about specific products, which products have the maximum returns, which products have the maximum questions, does a product page really need enriching because so many questions are coming about this specific product. Product level conversations as well, which SKU is generating a lot of friction, what is blocking the sale, etc., etc. So it reads the conversations your AI is already having, and turns them into structured intelligence. To share a few examples, we've put in some case studies. So if you see, Overtone actually sells hair colors. And the hardest part of buying hair color online is essentially shade matching. Now, this is not just about hair colors, but if you see any cosmetics, any makeup, and even dresses for that matter, any apparel, so anything e-commerce, the mismatch of the product is actually one of the biggest challenges. And in this particular case with Overtone, the first question is, will this actually work on my hair? And their old chatbot actually couldn't answer this question, but Manifest could. And they say they saw 8.7x higher conversion rates, $48,000 in AI influenced revenue, and the first in 30 days, 95% fewer support tickets. The product didn't change, the offering did not change, everything remained the same, just the conversation changed, and they started listening to their shoppers. One such example is also Ace Blend. Now, Ace Blend is a plant-based nutrition brand. The shoppers ask detailed questions before buying. Basic ingredients. Is it okay for them? Is it not okay for them based on their journey in life at that point in time? So there were ingredient interactions, there were dosages, the safety of a certain ingredient, etc. And at 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. in the night, there was actually nobody to answer these kind of questions. Now, Manifest handled it. 33% of their total sales actually came in from AI assisted conversations within 30 days. $54,000 attributed revenue, 97% of support queries resolved without a human. So the teams also didn't have to worry about the hours when they were not available. Manifest would handle all of that. And with that, they saw huge success. Another such example is Transformer Table. Now, Transformer Table essentially sells extendable dining tables, high ticket, complicated sales conversations. The dimensions, the material, the fit, the kind of wood, the color, does it go with their entire room? Does it go with their color theme in the house, etc.? And the old chatbot kept failing on the product questions. So they launched Manifest as their Optimus Dine, trained on their catalog. Now 14.7x higher conversion from AI assisted sessions. And the CAD was $3,209. This was the average order value, 2 weeks from install to live. Now, a million shoppers actually already told you what they want. the questions that they are asking, the hesitations they have, the things that are blocking the sale. It's all there in the conversations for your brand as well. It is all there in the conversations. The only question is whether you are listening. And then, based on what insights you gather after listening, are you turning them into actionable insights? Are you reading that data and putting that into patterns and then creating a personalized experience for your shoppers? If you want to see what this looks like for your store, please feel free to book a call with us. And we have a bonus resource also available for everybody today. That's the AI Readiness Scorecard. It's a quick benchmark tool so you can see where storefront AI stands versus what top brands are doing. And you can grab it from the link in the chat. Thank you for being there. If you have any questions, happy to answer them now. You can post your questions in the chat and we'll be happy to answer. Also, if you are an existing customer, feel free to book 30 minutes with me and I can give you a walkthrough of what Manifest does, of how Voice of Shoppers is helping our other customers and how can it add value to your business as well. If you are a new customer trying to explore Manifest for the first time, begin Manifest for the first time, you can book 30 minutes with Divyam. All the links are shared in the chat bot, in our chat at Zoom, and you can book some time with us here. If you have any questions, you can also just please feel free to reach out to us as well. You can book a call. Also, don't forget to download your AI Readiness Playbook. If we don't have any questions, then we can close the webinar. I thank all of you for joining the webinar today. Thank you so much. I hope it added some value to your brands. And I hope you will also start listening to what your shoppers say, map the intent, identify what they're telling you, and accordingly create personalized experiences for all the shoppers that come to your website. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great rest of the afternoon, and bye.